The Luck Chapter 307 might be the most hyped I've been for the leaks in years. Not only is Isagi Yoichi finally heading overseas, but we also get the return of an old new Generation 11 member and the introduction of a brand new one. As always, I'll be breaking down everything we know from the Chapter 307 leaks, so if you enjoy staying up to date with Blue Lock or just want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe and drop a comment with any other video ideas you'd like to see. If you want to read along with the physical leaks as well, I have them posted in my community Discord down below. I just cannot show them due to copyright issues on YouTube. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please enjoy the video. We start things off with an awesome colored spread of the Egoist 4 in full blue lock drip. Shigure is chilling in the top left corner just vibing, Batsura is giving Isagi this playful look, and Isagi is staring straight ahead with his usual laser focus. Kunigami meanwhile is side-eyeing Isagi like he's still running wildcard simulations in his head. It's a really stylish group shot, but I gotta admit, I was low-key expecting to see this new guy from today's leaks in the color already, especially with how impactful his debut is. With us then going on to page 1, we officially dive into the chapter with a scenic shot of a plane mid-flight. The intro text types it up perfectly, saying Isagi Yoichi heads into the land of football, talent, and passion as his homework. A new ego awaits. The next panel shows Isagi looking out the window with a huge smile on his face as the plane descends into Spain. He's clearly excited, and you can feel his energy as he steps out of the plane. After all of the chaos in the NEO, he's finally stepping into the world of wider football with a brand new perspective. Page 2 has Isagi strolling through the streets of Barcelona in a suit with a suitcase behind him, looking like a kid in a candy store. Flashbacks show how the trip started with Ego sending him the mystery box, which of course had plane tickets and match passes tucked inside. On page 3, the letter from Ego plays over as Isagi walks through the city. Get to know the world's football firsthand. Apparently he's got tickets to multiple matches in multiple countries like England, Germany, and France, so this man's about to go full football backpack mode. But first up is a match in Spain, the Copa del Rey final between FC Barça and Chicharoid. Now I don't know about the second name, but if the first one sounds familiar, that's because Barça is the club that Batsura and Atoya chose during the new Egoist League, and now we're about to see what their top team really looks like. We then flip the vibe a little though, as Isagi is still thinking about football, but his stomach starts growling and reality kicks in. This man's hungry. He's getting super pumped up about the idea of eating authentic Spanish food, and we see him stepping into this cozy little restaurant with warm lighting and a fancy atmosphere. The menu's filled with stuff like tapas, burritos, and sandwiches, and now I'm pretty hungry too. Personally, I'd go straight for some beef flautas if I was there, but what about y'all? Isagi's grinning at the menu like he's about to order everything, but then it hits him. It's all in Spanish. He can't read a single word, and he immediately starts sweating. As he's panicking, he noticed that a guy's sitting nearby enjoying his meal, so naturally, Isagi walks over and asks what dish he's eating. And this guy, he slowly looks up from under his hat, revealing a scar across his face and a fierce stare. Some fans are saying he kinda looks like Asa from Chainsaw Man, and honestly, I can kinda see it. Page 6 picks up with Isagi fumbling through the language barrier, trying his best to strike up a conversation despite not knowing any Spanish. The stranger just gives him a confused look at first, not rude or anything, just genuinely doesn't understand him. Isagi quickly realizes the problem and digs into his pocket, pulling out a set of translation earbuds that Ego probably packed in his blue lock care box. He smiles and hands one of the earbuds over to the guy, motioning for him to put it in. The guy nods and obliges, and just like that, the awkward silence turns into a proper back and forth. The guy then adjusts the earbud and immediately perks up once he can finally understand Isagi. He asks what the name of the dish is, and the guy tells him it's a food called arefu, a type of pasta. It's got crawfish, shrimp, and all that kinda good stuff. Isagi is visibly impressed, probably already planning to order the same thing, when the guy then asks where he's from. Isagi casually drops that he's from Japan, and the guy gets a really surprised reaction from that, following up asking what exactly he's doing in Barcelona. Page 8 shows Isagi lighting up like a kid at a museum exhibit, explaining that he's a football player traveling around Europe to learn about the world's game firsthand. He's clearly proud of the mission Ego gave him, and it's pretty refreshing to see him so exciting again. He brings up tactics, formations, historical context, and even how the modern science is shaping up how the game evolves. He's basically geeking out, and honestly, it's kind of endearing to see him like this. The guy listens patiently and nods along, seems genuinely interested in hearing about more. Then on page 9, Isagi shifts gears and says that despite all of that, the one thing that remains constant around Eros is individuality. That's what excites him the most. He mentions tonight's match and how he's hyped to see an egotistical showdown between two La Liga teams. The stranger responds by saying Isagi seems really lucky, and more than that, he seems genuinely happy when talking about football. Isagi, being the curious soul he is, asks the guy if he has anything like that, something that gives him the same kind of joy or purpose. But instead of answering directly, the guy just gets quiet for a second before admitting that it's been a long time since he felt that way about anything. The guy explains that seeing people like Isagi, so full of life and excitement, kind of makes him want to die inside. Not in a mean way, just in a "man, I used to feel like that" kind of way. Isagi immediately looks worried and apologizes, but the guy waves it off, saying that it's not his fault. He just feels things a bit too deeply sometimes. Isagi does say though that ever since they first met, he could tell by the look on his face that he was pretty lonely. The guy though just laughs off the comment about his serious face, and even though the conversation turned light again, there's something kinda bittersweet about it. He looks genuinely happy through this interaction, smiling through that bit of loneliness, and even Isagi picks up on it. When he points at the guy's straight face again and says that he looked lonely and smiled, it hits a bit too close to home. The guy snaps back all offended, talking about how rude that was, but the two end up cracking up about it anyway. Eventually the stranger stands up and tells Isagi it's time for him to head out. He thanks him for the conversation and wishes him luck on his football journey. Isagi throws out a cheerful gracias in return, clearly trying to soak up the culture where he can. With the guy gone, Isagi's stomach kicks back into gear and he runs to order that pasta that he was raving about. Except it turns out that the guy gave him the completely wrong name. Isagi points at the menu while the waiter just stares back in confusion, and even laughs at him a bit. Whether or not the dude was trolling, not a native, or just gatekeeping, it completely throws Isagi off. From there we jump to Isagi walking into the stadium for the Copa del Rey final, and the whole vibe shifts again. The second he steps out from the tunnel and hears the roar of the crowd, you can tell he's fully locked in again. He was nearly late thanks to checking in his luggage, but now that he's here, he's mesmerized. The passion in the Spanish league is different for him, and you can feel the weight of football history in the air, the sacred energy of fans who treat this like religion. Isagi's eyes dart around the stadium, and in that moment, he's not just a visitor. He's a dreamer, imagining himself as part of it all someday. He watches the flags wave in the crowd, hears fans scream out the names with raw emotions, and takes a deep breath. Then the players begin walking out onto the pitch, holding hands with kids in the classic pre-game ceremony. Lavinio appears holding a kid's hand, looking calm and kind in contrast to the flashy, chaotic player we remember from Blue Lock. Isagi sees him and it clicks. These aren't just Blue Lock guys anymore, but pros at the top level. When the match kicks off, Lavinio immediately takes control of the ball and sends a sharp pass forward, and the player who receives it, it's the guy Isagi just shared a meal with. It takes a second for him to register, but once it does, Isagi's brain short-circuits. The chill, scar-faced stranger from the cafe is apparently one of Barca's starting forwards. Instinctively, Isagi grabs his phone and starts digging. What he finds completely flips his perception. The guy's name is Bunny Iglesias, a 19-year-old forward who's already a core part of Barca's offense and one of the new generation World 11 alongside Kaiser, Sai, and Lorenzo. Not only does this dude rack up goals and assists like crazy, but he is also known for his insane jumping ability, hence the name Bunny. Just as Isagi processes all of this, Lavinio sends a pass soaring into the air, and Bunny leaps up into the sky like a rocket. He towers over two defenders and smashes the ball into the net before the keeper can even react. The crowd explodes, and Isagi literally jumps out of his seat, stunned by what he just witnessed. The stadium chants Bunny's name in unison as the commentators shout about the super golazo they just witnessed. This guy Bunny isn't just a pro player to respect, but also a potential rival in the upcoming U20 World Cup. The chapter closes on a perfect final twist. Itoshi Sai is watching this exact match from elsewhere, eyes locked onto the screen. His face shows a blend of annoyance and intrigue, because Barca is his rival team, but Bunny's performance clearly got his attention. The outro text also relates to him as it says, "In the abyss of his eyes, boiling fighting spirit blazed fiercely. Amidst the intense clash with a powerful enemy, once again, something stirs within Sai's heart." I wonder if this can be a long-time rival of his or just a future target for the Champions League, but let me know what you all think about Sai's return. With that being the end of today's leaks, the upcoming chapter 308 has the title of Arrogant Chicken and will drop Monday as usual, with Tuesday being the official ones. This seems to be in reference to Nagi Seishiro if anyone, because in the new Egoist League, Age did refer to him as a baby chick many times. Maybe we'll pick up on his conversation with Baratsuda and see where that went, but let me know what you all think. With that ending out today's video, I just want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoy staying up to date with all the latest Blue Lock leaks and such, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the community Discord so you don't miss anything. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll catch you in the next one shortly.